Want some milk?
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, it agrees with you, doesn't it?
What does?
Oxgoodby. Since you've been here, they've almost gone. Your twitch, tremor, and stammer.
Yes, I suppose I have. Hadn't noticed.
What about the vicar's lovely lady? You seen anything of her?
No, not really.
Oh, pretty.
Is it?
No, not really. Better off without it, aren't we? If we want an easy life.
Well, here's to an easy life.
All right, George, come on down, I'll buy you a bike.
I half wanted it to happen. There were times when I just had enough. Well, you know that. So many had gone. Chaps I cared for. Sometimes it seemed like they were the lucky ones. Night's a bad time. Well, I expect you've heard me. I still wake up screaming. I can still see them. Still see. But I tell myself it'll get better as time passes and it sinks further back. But it's got nowhere to sink to, has it? It'll always be different, won't we? The whole lot of us, all the millions of us that survived, if millions did. Different, I mean, from the generations who went before who had no idea that anything like that could ever happen. I don't know if it's worse not having something to show for it, like a lost limb or two, or blindness. I mean, people like you and me, the intact ones. The worst part for me was the last 6 months, when I was kept away from the fighting. Went for months without seeing a single corpse. The faces I did see. But I'm a little bit round the bend, you know. Always will be, I expect. Still, no point in letting it get one down, eh? One has one's life to lead. And then he shall come with wound as red, eh? To damn the quick and the dead.
You got the military cross, didn't you? I saw it in your tent.
Medals. There you go, the chapel lot again. Wish they'd buy themselves a new organ.
Well, what is it? There you go. A boulder deeper than it ought to be.
Or the lid of a stone coffin, perhaps. Do you know what this is for? Isn't it exciting? Digging where someone must have dug 500-600 years ago. Hmm? Well, you're spoiled, of course. You clean a wall and uncover a masterpiece. You turn over the earth and expect to find a pot of gold. But we diggers, we keep our palates fresh. A mild deviation of tinge is all we need to stir the blood. Haven't you noticed that you're throwing up soil that should have been 3 spits deeper? Thank you. Ah. Ah. Horn button, 15th century. Right on target.
Well, come on, is it Piers or isn't it?
Just Miseramus. I, of all men, the most wretched. Well, they really had it in for the poor devil, didn't they? Wonder why. Oh, well. I suppose we shall never know. Come on, let's take a look. Third rib down. Miseramus. So, Piers was a Muslim. A Muslim in Oxford. Well, he must have got caught up in some medieval crusade, I suppose. Converted to save his skin. Imagine the ructions when he turned up here. Was still worshipping to the east. Well, no wonder they buried him outside the churchyard. Well, well. Both our mysteries solved.
It was the same mystery, wasn't it?
Moss told me you'd finished. I can see you have. Very good. In accordance with the executive's wishes, here's the final payment of Miss Hebron's estate. £13, 15 shillings, as was agreed.
What do you think of it?
Well, it's there. So you've done the job you were contracted for, and now you've been paid.
Thank you. Of course, I'll need the scaffolding for several more days.
Why?
Because I haven't finished.
What remains to be done?
That's for me to decide.
I shall have the scaffolding removed.
Oh, will you? And I shall inform the executors that you prevented me from completing my work. Which will relieve them of the obligation to contribute £1,000 to your fabric fund, won't it?
should not wish to quarrel with you, Mr. Birkin. I know how you see me, Mr. Birkin. The way you want to. You've never thought what it's like for a man like me, have you? The English are not a deeply religious people. Most of those who attend divine service do so only from habit. Their acceptance of the sacrament is perfunctory. I've yet to meet the man whose hair rose at the nape of his neck because he was about to taste the blood of his dying lord. Would I find such a man in Oxgodby? Even when they come to my church in large numbers at Harvest Thanksgiving or the Christmas midnight mass, it's merely a pagan salute to the passing of the seasons. They do not need me. They merely find me useful. At baptisms, weddings, funerals, oh, chiefly funerals, because I see to the orderly disposal of their dead. But I'm embarrassing you. And embarrassing people is a grave sin, is it not? If you could let me know when I might have the scaffolding dismantled.
I hear you finished.
Yes.
I brought you some apples to say goodbye with.
Thank you.
They're ribstone pippins. They do very well up here, exactly the right soil and climate. Lots of other varieties don't take, though.
You're an expert on apples, too, are you?
I am. My father taught me. Before he bit into one, he'd sniff it and roll it around in his cupped palms. And he'd smell his hands. And he'd tap and finger it like a blind man. Sometimes he'd ask me to close my eyes, and when I'd taken a bite, say which apple.